Okay, this is for the week of June 12th, 2022. Let's start with fundamental analysis of what we got planned for this week. To this week is going to be very, very important. So we're going to look at some key fundamental news that's very, very important for us to pay attention to, specifically the dollar as we get to it. As we all know, this is going to be the week for the Fed as we get ready to close out the second quarter. This is the last month of the second quarter. We got about 2 more weeks, actually 3 more weeks before non-farm payroll on the 1st of July. But other than that, we actually got 3 more weeks in the month of June. And this is going to be basically a good deciding factor of what's going to happen in a lot of the markets. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. So today, when the market opens, there's not really much going on here. From a yellow folder, we're looking for red folders that's really having a significant impact on that currency, and orange folder as well. Yellow folder is small impact, but just more informational. So like for instance, on Monday, London session for pound, we really don't have nothing going on in terms of Monday. So when you have no news on Monday, that means the market is going to be stagnant. If anything, it's going to do a lot of ranging, a lot of manipulations to trap you. So Monday is a good trap day, but if we're trading with our strategy, you can either scalp to get in and get out, and you're not looking to hold, or if you're sticking to your long-term strategy, you'll be fine. On Tuesday, we do have a big red folder, but let's start with London session. Really nothing going on. And this is just normal, fundamental information, nothing critical from that comes across Twitter, or nothing in terms of development from a geopolitical situation, from the Ukraine and the Russian situation, or the Russian crisis, or whatever you want to call it. And then anything that goes with oil, or a decision from oil and Russia. This is not that type of information. We're just talking normal situations. Now, if something like that does happen, then that definitely will have an impact on the market. But those are things that we can't really plan for. We can only react to it if the situation arises, right? And if we're trading small and we're trading consistently small, and we can weather those storms, right? You trade big, or you put big positions, you basically going to get smoked. You're going to lose a lot of money. But we have to be able to trade strategically, and we basically have to trade small and trade smart, right? Because the name of the game when it comes to Forex, as you all know, it's not about how much you win and how much you profit. It's about how long you're able to stay in the game, right? And one sure way to get in and lose that money is to trade big and trying to put, and try to go crazy and over trade in a lot of positions that you really don't need to. Because if you trade smart, you trade small, even if you're wrong, you can weather out the normal conditions if a particular geopolitical situation or news comes out that takes the market the other way temporarily, or puts it in a range longer than it should, okay? So I hope you guys are aware of that. So nothing's in London session on Tuesday, and then I probably expect to see the market start to pick up around 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning as it gets ready for the first red news, which is the PPI data. This is the producer price index, which is the change in price of finished goods and services sold by producers, right? So that's going to have a significant impact on the dollar for sure. Are we going to trap the money markets? That's going to be a good question there. We are going to trap the money market. Yeah, that's definitely the goal. So at 8:30 New York Eastern time in the morning, so we're going to see some impact. If you're on West Coast time, obviously that's 6:30. Mountain time is 7:30. And depending on what your time zone is, this is my local time, 8:30 New York session time. So expect to see some impact with the dollar and with gold, right? So we'll take a look at what's going on with the dollar specifically, and we'll go into great details to see what we're seeing technically and what we can expect to see from a market technical standpoint, okay? So that's going to be for Tuesday. So expect to see some movement, but I won't say a lot of movement, for the simple fact that this is the big day. This is where the market, I wouldn't expect to see a lot of movements with dollar and gold, maybe just kind of a ranging up and down, nothing big moving, shaker, anything in that regard until Wednesday. So Wednesday, as you guys can see, we got a lot of big situations here. So nothing in London session. I swear on Wednesday, it is going to be so dead on Wednesday on London session because they're waiting on this big decision here, right? So at 8:30, you're going to have core retail and you're going to have retail sales. That's going to have some impact. But again, this is something we do not want to react. If you're scalping, you're trying to get 5 or 10 pips, that might be okay. But in this particular instance, you're going to have up and down sharp movement. It's going to be very volatile, right? But the big news, it may not even move the market. This may not even move the market as much as it normally would, for the simple fact that we got the big news at 2 o'clock. Now there's two parts of that, right? And here's what I mean by two parts. We got the part that is going to be the news, right? The Fed news, as we all know, which has obviously been apparent, interest rate is going to be increased. We all know that. That is going to be a fact, and that is coming. Now, you know that, I know that. How many people you think knows that? Even the average employee or the average person knows the US dollar, the United States Fed, with all the promotions and the economy and inflation and high gas prices and high commodity food prices and the fear of the sentiments of what's going on in the economy in the US, everyone kind of even knows globally, the Fed's going to increase interest rates. That's what they normally do. You increase interest rate when inflation is high. You increase interest rate for the simple fact you're trying to slow down the economy, right? You're trying to slow down the growth of the economy so that the economy can get back to an equilibrium or go back into a preparation of bringing down prices and high prices and inflation so that our dollar can be growing at the same rate of inflation. But right now, inflation is outpacing the growth of dollar, and dollar can't even grow fast enough. So we're getting ready to go into a lot of speculation that's being heard and being read and being shared in the social media, news, articles, newspaper, periodicals, experts, everything are being said about everything else in regards to the economy. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I just know that something bad is going to happen and something has already been happening. So we're going to take a look and wait for that to happen and then transpire it and take action when it comes into the charts. That's all we can do. So when the interest rate gets announced, and since we all know that's going to happen, what that means is that the interest rate news that gets announced right here to, right now it's saying it's going to come up 50 basis points. Even if it does come up at 0.75 basis point, right? That might be exciting. And normally when price interest rate increases, that's actually a good thing from an investor standpoint, because from an investor standpoint, that means you're going to get more return on your dollar. But given the fact that we have a different situation than just the dollar, we have to think about what's going on in the economy, which is the inflation. So you got the fear of inflation that's increasing, and it's at a record high, 40-year high, 40 or 20-year high, whatever they say. There's so many reports out there, right? We're at an all-time high for a long time. We know that it's going to increase. So this is where the market becomes so, expected on something that we know is going to happen. So that's when it's called the news is already priced in. So when the news, quote unquote, is already priced in, that typically means that we can see some reaction, but it may not be a major reaction as it normally would as a surprise, right? As in, we don't know if they're going to increase interest rate. We're kind of unsure. It's uncertain. It's not really sure how much they're going to go up, if they're going to at all. So this right here, believe it or not, as red folder as it looks, it is going to be an impact. However, I don't think it's going to be that much reaction on price from a trending or a major mover, okay? And I said that because it's already priced in terms of the expectancy of what the interest rates are going to be. We know it's going to go up. Here is where the big situation is going to happen. It's after 2 o'clock at 2:30, okay? The market is going to react. It's going to go up, it's going to come down. It may shoot straight up and it may come right down, right? Or it may shoot straight down on $1 and then come right up, right? Any of those scenarios could happen, up and down, or a big whipsaw up and whipsaw down, or a big whipsaw down and big whipsaw up. That could happen at 2 o'clock Eastern time, right? That's going to happen on the dollar. That's also going to impact the yen. That's also going to impact gold. It's also going to impact Bitcoin and everything else that's tied to the US dollar. But at this point, it's not where you want to make a big move or make any decision on what we're going to do from the chart perspective, because it's already expected to be reaction, some type of reaction, and a dramatic reaction in terms of a short movement, but it can also fade back. So we have to be very careful. What's going to be the deciding factor is not really so much of the news in terms of the interest rate, but what is being said about the news, right? When Powell speaks, and he will speak, he's going to get pestered with a lot of different questions. And there's going to be some heated questions about the inflation, the PPI data, the economy, the interest rate, gas prices, food prices, job, employment. Everything is going to be said. It's going to be a lot of data being pointed out there. So between 2 and 2:30, this market is going to be doing a lot of different head fakes, up, down. It's going to go up for a little bit. It may come down. It may range. It may look like it's coming down and then come right back up again. It is going to be really, really manipulative, because we got market makers not only trying to liquidate certain positions and stop losses, but they're trying to manipulate the traders in terms of what direction the currency is actually going to go, right? So around the 2:30 mark is when we'll start to look for clues to either enter our positions or exit our positions for whatever we are doing in our trading. So 2:30 is going to be very, 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 very important, okay? So that's on Wednesday. It's already on my calendar. It's a big deal, and I will be up on it and all over it, okay? So then later on, we got the employment change for Australian dollar. And I can tell you, I do expect some movements on 9:30. So I'll take a look and make sure where we're at with Australian dollar in terms of employment. The employment has been, kind of low from an employment change perspective. So that might continue, and that might hurt the Australian dollar. We'll see, right? And then on Thursday, we have the Swiss franc monetary policy statements, the rate. This may, I'm expecting that the interest rate is not going to change, and that might cause a weakness. It may cause a strength. We really don't know how the market's going to react. But more importantly, we really don't know what the market makers intent, because we all know that the market makers use critical news to covert the situation to either strengthen or weaken the dollar. No matter what the news says here, it's really about what the market makers intent. The big boys, the institutional traders, the banks are planning to do with Swiss franc currency, right? So that's all we can do. And then we have the monetary policy for British pound. British pound's been getting beat up, right? And we all know that they haven't raised interest rate in a while, and they're talking about increasing interest rate. This will have a significant impact on British pound on Thursday, right? So we got 3 big news back to back for this week, which is the US dollar and gold, and anything with, Bitcoin and so forth with, the US dollar related. And then we have the Swiss franc on Thursday, that is going to happen on London session, which I'll be up trading. And then I'll be up also for British pound on Thursday. So got 3 currency next week. That's going to be some significant movements. Okay. And then we're going to have some monetary rate policy statements, and that's going to impact the Japanese yen on possibly for Thursday night as well. So that's going to be an impact on Japanese yen. No matter what happens here, I think what's important is what the Bank of Japan expected to do with their currency, which is to stay lightly, but they're not going to, just continue to allow the Japanese yen to continue out, to be weak. I think it already bottomed out, so we can expect the other currency and Japanese yen to continue to strengthen, as it already started to do that on Thursday and Friday. And we'll take a look at that. And then on Friday, Fed Powell, he'll do some more speaking, but by that time, the damage has already been announced. It's already been released on Wednesday, and Friday it's not going to be nothing but carry on continuation. Okay, so I don't expect anything else, maybe a pullback or anything, but that's what I'm seeing, and it's going to be a very heavy and very important news for the week. So, are there any questions on the fundamental news? Any questions? Okay, let's go straight into the charts. Okay, as always, we're going to start with the dollar. And as we can already see, let me pull up and zoom in real quick. So let me know if you guys are seeing my charts. Type anyone in the chat to let us know you guys see my trading view chart and not the Forex Factory fundamental news. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we had this break of structure here, right? So we had the dollar strength here. This is on a weekly chart. So we saw this dollar continue on strong strength from May 24th, right, all the way up until now, right? Or actually further than that. It was since, yeah, I'm sorry. So this is 2021, May of 2021 to now, June. So basically a year, the dollar has been strong and gaining strength the whole time. And we've been buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling this whole time. But recently, from this point forward, we didn't think the dollar would have gotten this high and even higher, right? So this is where we will start to look into for opportunity to short, as we know, as the dollar get into a more of a supply zone area, right? This order block, this is a level of order block, and this is the top level that we expected the dollar to turn. However, the dollar continued strong, and then it finally broke 2 weeks in a row, and it finally broke market structure to turn the market around. However, since then, that market has retraced. So let's look to the dollar on the daily, right? We all know that the market is not going to move in a straight line. It's just too easy, right? It's just too easy to know that the market is going to tank and you just short it and you just continue to write it down. If that was the case, everyone would be rich and anyone can do that. But the market has to manipulate, the market has to mitigate, the market has to pull back. The question is how much and what do we do from here, right? This is the difficult part of being a trader, because you're using all types of information and data from fundamentals to technical and everything else, and you will still be wrong or be right. It's still uncertain where price is going to go. We can only think with a high probability what we believe price is going to go, okay? So based on fundamentals and technical. Now, based on the technical analysis, right, we see where price has come back to our premium zone area, which is the 7.786 level. This is the level of where we should be looking to short it. We have an imbalance here, that's right there, that's a market imbalance. And then we have price sitting right at 786. This is the supply zone from a regular normal market condition. This is where you short it, and this is where you can take that market down, right? But there's no telling, because of the fact that we have a key news coming up on Wednesday. So the best thing to do is to sit on our hands and we wait until the market news comes out on Wednesday, no matter what it does, no matter if it goes up, no matter if it goes down. If we're not scalping, which even if we were, it's dangerous to trade until after that news gets released on Wednesday. So in other words, I can't really do anything thinking that I am going to short the dollar, which I believe, right, it's a bearish, right? I believe the market is bearish. I believe the market is bearish, not only fundamental, but also technical. Let's go to the market time frame. If you go to the market time frame, you can see where we're at a high area right here since 2016. Now, back here, of course, you know that's a high, but that's 2002. We're talking over 20 years ago, right? The market is not going to go that high knowing that it's been this high already. I don't think we're going to see this for quite some time, right? Could it come back here? Yeah, but with high inflation, this is highly unlikely at this point, okay? The dollar is not going to keep going strong, because the interest rate just keeps adding on and adding on. It doesn't make any sense for the dollar to be this high. Typically, that you want the dollar to be low, and as it increases interest rate, then the dollar value can increase as it combats the inflation. But because of supply chain, the economy, you got fear, you got, you know, high prices, the dollar can't continue to maintain this strength that it has for all this time, for the simple fact that fundamentally and technically, it's already at a all-time high since 2016. These level, highly unlikely. So this is on a monthly chart. So if we see prices up here and it's giving us an equal high, right, which is a very key level here, you see prices here and price here. And more importantly, we have what we call, right, you can even say this, we got ourselves a W pattern, right? And we got ourselves a triple, you can say a triple top. We had a double bottom, but that double bottom has now been up here, been reached, right? So now we have a triple bottom and a triple top and a double bottom. This is where people get confused. It's like, well, we have a double bottom, shouldn't it keep going? Yeah, but we got a triple top too. Should we be selling? Which one is it? If you're following pattern, you'd be confused, right? So that means you can't. That means we have to trade smart and follow technical smart patterns, right? Of the flow of the market with smart money concepts, but also listen to what fundamentally is going on in the market. So those are things that we have to pay attention to. So when we have the market being this high, we have to wait and see what the Fed is going to do at this particular point. Is price is going to go up or is it going to go down? Is it going to liquidate? Is it going to fall into the technical and pull down and go back to this demand level or even lower than this, which is where I believe price is going to go for the dollar, right? I believe we're going to have a crash on the dollar, and I believe it's going to come back here, right? At the very least, I do believe price is going to come here on the dollar before it even comes back up again. So this long term, I believe price is going to come here. What we'll see from here is what we'll have to take in another analysis to see where the economy is going. If the economy is still bad by that price gets here, then most likely will continue to fall. If price is getting better, by this time we'll probably have a new president by then, because this is talking about from here to here, we're talking about a whole year. Could be 2 years, but this is definitely where I'm seeing price overall. So I'm bearish on price from a bias standpoint, technically from what I'm seeing at an all-time high from the last 20 years, okay? This is a 20-year high that we see, not a 20-year high, this is 2016 So we're talking about it like what, 6 years, 6 years, 6 years high. This is a 20-year high. I don't see prices on here, but 6-year high, and it's been like this for the last 12 months. So overall bias, I'm short. So let's go back to the data here. So looking at the market here, we see price pull back, and it looked like it's trying to create possibly a double high, or from another pattern standpoint, it looked like price may also look like it's trying to create a shoulder, ahead, another shoulder. Is that possible? It could be. It's looking to be right there right now. But if price keeps going up, then we have a double top. But we're unsure right now until Wednesday with news. Okay. Is it going to continue up and play into the dollar strength and then liquidate here and then come down? It's unsure. Or is it going to manipulate here and then come down and follow into our head and shoulder play? We're unsure. I really don't know exactly what the price is going to do on Wednesday. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a certainty of clue that this price is going to go up, it's going to go down. I can only play into my fundamentals and play into my bias to say that at this point where price is showing real high, right? I have price coming back. It's getting ready to go into buyer's territory, right? And even though I have a bias here, I got the TDI also coming up at the same time. So is price going to come back down, or it's going to come back up and hit the oversold conditions and create another high? That is uncertainty at this time. But what I can tell you, based on that level over here, where price was overbought, this could be nothing more of a continuation to the downside. That is what I'm hoping. That is what I'm banking on. And that's where I need to see more development on, right? To see where price is going to go. So this right now is looking bullish, obviously, as it's going up. But from a setup standpoint, evidence shows me that 0.786, we're at a premium. This is where we're not looking to buy. This is where we should be looking to sell. So I'm looking to short the dollar, which is to go long on Euro USD, pound NCD USD, anything of the dollar with the dollar on the quoted side. And if the dollar's on the base side, I'm looking to short it, like USD Jpy, USD Swiss francs, and USD CAD, right? So this is where we're at with the dollar. Okay, let's take a look at on gold. So we had gold, we had dollar strength, and then what is going on here? So let's take a look. This is kind of odd. We had the dollar strength, gold strength going up. So you got dollar going up and you got gold strength going up. That doesn't make quite a whole lot of sense for the simple fact that gold is inverse correlated to the 10-year bond yield, which obviously 10-year bond yield is correlated to the dollar. So if the 10-year bond yield is going high and we got the dollar going high, why is gold going high? That right there should raise a big question, because this should not have happened. If the dollar is strong, if the dollar is strong, gold should be going down because it's inverse correlated, right? Because the dollar is correlated to the 10-year bond yield, US 10-year bond yield. But in this situation, we did not have that. we had the gold close on Friday strong, and it's right back to the high, right? So why is gold going up and dollars going up? What is this telling us? That's the clue that is already telling us if gold, as we know, to your point, Mark, yep, you're correct. Gold is an inflationary hedge, right? Everyone knows when inflation goes high and your dollar is not worth more, you're going to move your dollar or you're going to move your investments and you're going to, average people, put it underneath their pillow, put it in the bank, they're going to save it, they're going to put it in the, you know, in between the mattress, right? You think that's what you're trying to do when that's actually the wrong thing to do. Every investor and smart investors will know my dollar's not worth more. I am going to put it more into a safe haven to preserve that dollar or put it into more of a dollar, a hedge to keep the value of my money, which is gold, precious metal, right? Or also people are looking at BTC, cryptocurrency, for those who believe in cryptocurrency. Currency enthusiasts believe that BTC is also an inflationary hedge. It's becoming more of a safe haven currency, or it's becoming more of a safe haven currency, just like gold. So if gold is going up, could we expect then US dollar giving a sign that it is going to be weak? That could be possible. You know what I mean? So if we have gold being strong, this was a big buy candle. So if gold keeps going up, which I am fully bullish on the upside for gold, right? Even as an investor, I would put my money in gold, right? I would hedge my money in gold. I would have some of my investment in gold. You would want to do that, right? Gold has hit a significant support level down here. Support, strong support level. And it has been ranging in here in this situation, waiting on the Fed news, right? And the gold has closed at a very high level here, and it hasn't broken this range as it's waiting for the Fed news to break out. Now, strong, and I can tell you, I'm still looking for gold to continue on the bullish side, on the upside. So I'm bullish on gold. And on the Fed news, I am expecting gold to continue on. It's right now at this resistance level. It's bouncing between this resistance level. Can you guys see that? On Sonar Lab, there's this gray line here, right, on the multiple time frame S&R. That's one of the indicators for Sonar Lab that provides a really good support and resistance level of retail traders of where they're at and putting the stops at the waiting for the breakout, and they're waiting for the breakout here, they're waiting for a breakout here, they're waiting for a breakout here, they're waiting for a breakout here. And if you were trading the same thing, you would have got smoked, right? In other words, if you were waiting to do a buy stop here, thinking gold's going to go up, then you got smoked. If you're thinking at this point where gold is going down and you were selling and you did a sell stop here, you would have just got smoked as price went back up to this side. And then you said, okay, it's not going to down, it's going to go up. Now it's going to go up, right? That was a power candle goes up and you just got smoked again. So you go down and you look going for your third trade and you said, yep, now this is the candle that's going to go down, and you sold that. And now guess what? You just got smoked again. Not fun, not cool, and very, very difficult to trade. Very, very difficult. No one likes that. Because I can tell you, if you were looking at gold just like this, who would not think this is going up? Retail traders are trading the trend line, right? They're saying this is going up. I got gold going up. I got a trend line break. Is that not a trend line break? Anyone? That not a trend line break then? Absolutely, that's a trend line break. And you're thinking, I got, okay, let's play even smarter. If you want to be a smarter retail trader, I'm not going to trade until I get a trend line break here and I get a break of that candlestick right there. That is a time based on retail trading. That's where you buy, right? Who would not think so? I would think so. Major support, rejection, candlestick, trend line break here. We got a break of structure there. We got a full candle close. Let's go. Put your money on buy. Let's go. And guess what? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe that's just a small pullback. That's a retest. So you put another position in. Oh no. Okay, maybe I'm okay. Yep, I'm okay. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm really under the money now. And I'm in the negative. And it's going to hit my stop loss. I got my stop loss and I'm thinking, let's trade small. I mean, let's trade as we were retail traders, and where would we really put a stop loss at? Man, I don't want to trade too big, so I'm gonna put my stop loss right there, right where that red line is at. That's gonna be my stop loss at the top of that high from the previous low. If you didn't put your stop loss here already, depending on how big you trade it, right? You're gonna put it from the previous low. You may be smart and say, I'm going to go about 15, 20 pips below. I'm going to put it at this high. This is where I'm going to put my stop loss at. Okay. That stop loss got triggered and it comes back up, right? So this stop loss got triggered. This stop loss got triggered right here. Came down, boom, stopped you out, going back up. And then you're saying, okay, now I'm going to do a buy. Really? Oh no. Stop loss triggered again, and it's coming back up, right? So that's where we're at, and then price comes back up. Not fun, not really fun, especially if you're just trying to trade the technicals and you're not really paying attention to the fundamentals and you're not trying to understand the overall directional bias of this. If you're scalping it, hope you got in, hope you got out, but overall directional bias, this is still bullish, right? And it's clean, simple there. You can go off a trend line and said, okay, it's still on the other side of the trend line. This is definitely bullish. But more importantly, it's also creating another trend line as we see right here, right? And you can probably say off at this line right here, right? But this is also looking to be triangle. Could we be seeing this right down tomorrow? Tuesday, and then whiplash on Wednesday, could be possible, right? But no matter what, what's important is that we have a situation to where we have the top of the resistance of the range of this major resistance line, we have the support line, and we have to be very cognizant of the fact that it's playing between these two ranges and it's playing against this trend here off a major support line here. And we got nothing but targets up here. Supply POI, which is our supply zone point of interest. And this is where I believe price is going to go. We have a lot of imbalances there that needs to get filled here, gets filled there. And it's also creating some, well, just got balance, but this is here. Got another small imbalance there, even though it's not highlighted, but there is another small imbalance. Even though this one came up and kind of filled some of it, there is still a little bit more imbalance here. But these are some key levels where institutional order flows were pushed down to liquidate a lot of the sell liquidity, buy-side liquidity, and did basically a purge of all the orders to come down and just blow out a lot of stops and blow out and trigger a lot of sell stop to come back here. And now it's making its way back up there. So in my humble opinion, from what I'm seeing on the technical, definitely here, 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 it went up. I'm seeing this. I think that's where and how price is going to play out. in this range until Wednesday, and then it's going to do a breakout out of this range. I'm on the upside of bias for gold. I've already got some positions on gold. I've already closed out a couple of positions, though I got some positions up here. I'm waiting for it from a cost average standpoint to get back to the upside. With the dollar weakness, I'm banking on fundamentals that gold is eventually going to come back to the highs of 2000 and then beyond. Now, if you guys remember in 2008, just think about it from the fundamental standpoint, in 2008, 2006, when we had the Great Recession, remember all of the "We Buy Gold" sign and advertisement, people trying to get you to sell your gold? You guys recall that? This was about, a good 5-6 years ago, right? Why is that? That's because gold value was so high, right? Gold value was so high back in, let's say 2000, that was 2020. 2011. Clear things up here. Go to the weekly. So right here. So in 2011, after 2008, 2009, the gold just kept rising. 2008 is when we had that whole great recession situation with the banking crisis here, the mortgage crisis, and then gold just went from here, 2009 at 900 per ounce, right? And it went all the way up here to 1932. And look at that price. It went from in 2009, 10, 11, 12, 11, all the way up here in $1,992 or something like that. And then gold retraced, but didn't come all the way back down to 900. It went to as low as 1100. And then it went all the way back up here to 2075. And this was back in 2020. Well, gold has not all the way went down, all the way level, went down to about 1600. And then we had gold come back up here. And now it kind of partially pulled back, right? This is, we're looking at a weekly level here. Take a look at this. Price is respecting that level. You can even put another trend line now and say price right here. You got it. Internal trend line. Yeah. So price is respecting this level on the way up. You got the geopolitical situation, the crisis, Ukraine and Russia, and then it finally came back. Respecting this level, has not broken this level, broke that little trend line there, that's fine. And now it's going back the other way, right? And this is where I'm seeing gold play into that channel. And it's going to come back up here. And we're going to, the days of 2000 per ounce gold is coming, okay? Yeah, we have people coming to the small town trying a gold necklace, necklace, coin, gold rings, whatever, right? That's exactly what they're doing. And we're going to see this come back up. So recession is coming. And with the recession in the United States, we do expect, this is to come back up. Okay, so gold is definitely the safe haven inflationary currency. And we can expect to see some gold prices. Buyers are starting to get into gold and start buying more gold for that as the news of sentiment news for the US economy, right? So with this going up, as we know, there's a inverse correlation to the dollar. So we expect, obviously, the dollar get weak. Okay, so let's go to, S&P 500 real quick, just so what we're seeing in the market here. This was my chart analysis here. We got imbalances here. This is where I'm This is a major key level right here on the weekly. It's been here, went up, and we're right back there again, okay? So it looked like this key level is very, very significant right now where it's at. You can see S&P 500, and this is basically the same for US 30 and indices market as a whole, right? This is the S&P 500 is like the grandfather of all the stock market, but you can see where we're at already from a trending standpoint. So obviously this is definitely a downtrend of the market. Watch, okay? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. What do we expect to happen? Lower highs, lower lows. This right here, this level is coming, and it's going to hit that level. Okay, so this level right here is 3,456 that I do expect price to come back, and we expect this level, right? So this is the kind of an equilibrium as we're going to be able to see prices come back down. So I do expect that to come. However, that is not without a pullback, right? Markets here, it came up a little bit, but I don't think it pulled up enough. A, B, it barely went to 50%, right? It barely went to 50%, but it did. Swing high, swing low. Look how magical this is. It eventually went to 50%. This whole move was faded by 50%. Then it came back. But remember what I said, if price doesn't come back greater than 50%, it need to come back even deeper to find C, right? So I'm expecting price to at least come back to maybe 618, right? To even this high right here before it comes back down, which is 786. Now, the stock market in dollar, right, is the opposite as well, right? So 10-year bond yield, if it's, remember what we talked about, if the 10-year bond yield interest rate is an indicator of the stock market, right? If the 10-year bond yield interest rate is up, then the stock market is down. Well, that's what happened. We had the stock market close. Let's go to the daily, right? This was Friday. This is Thursday. This is Friday. Look at that big imbalance, right? We got some imbalances here, and we got some imbalances here, right? And look at this ebb and flow of the market. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. I don't think this is quite high enough. I think it's coming back to create a double bottom, to come back and give us a little bit more higher highs. But we all know, right? 10-year bond yield interest rate is inverse correlated to the stock market. If the 10-year bond yield interest rate is high, as it was on Friday close with the dollar strength, then the stock market tanked. So I'm expecting with the Fed news is that the bond yield is going to go down, dollar is going to go down. That means stock market is going to do a little bit of recovery, right? And we may be in this range for a little bit before the market does eventually tank, right? But when this tank, I don't think it's going to tank fast. I don't think it's going to tank right away, but I do expect the stock market to recover, right? Maybe up here, it maybe even come back up here a little bit, but then eventually it's going to come all the way down, okay? So I do expect that to happen. And then by that time, maybe the dollar will be ready to recover, right? As we talked about earlier on the dollar, maybe by that time, the dollar would be at this level. I'm expecting the dollar to be down here before it continues to recover, right? It can come here, it can come here, it can come here. But let's see here. Oh. I think I said something about the dollar coming back here, right? I don't think it'll come back here, but I do expect it to come here. And then after that, the dollar will rebound, and then the rest of the economy, the stock market will continue to decrease and go down, right? Hopefully we'll be in this recovery stage for the next 6 to 12 months before it comes back up. Maybe a year, who knows how long it will take. Okay, going back to S&P 500. So again, I'm overall, I'm bearish of the market. However, I do expect the market to pull back and recover, right? To balance itself out. We got some imbalance here, the fair value gap here to come back. So I'm looking to buy at least the S&P 500. So I'll be scalping NAS. I'll be looking to buy NAS for at least the next 1 to 2 weeks. So I'll be looking for some buy. If not, if this breaks, then look like it's going to go even lower then, right? We won't not know until we see what happens until Wednesday, right? The market may range, and then on Wednesday, it may go up, right? If it goes down, then that's going to be a different story, and we just have to see that. It may go down earlier than I'm expecting, but I am expecting a pullback to at least, like I said, here 618, maybe 786. I doubt if it goes to 886, but I do expect it to pull back to at least 618 a little bit more, pull back a little bit more to give us a little bit of recovery before the market comes down. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. But as of right now, it's too early to call because of the fact that we have a fundamental news that can just flip the switch and take it the other way, right? So we'll see. Well, let me jump over to Bitcoin real quick. Let's see where we're at with Bitcoin. Wow, Bitcoin's still in this nasty little range. You guys can see. Look at this support, look at this resistance level. And this is on a daily. This is a daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 trading days, 5 days a week. 5 weeks. This thing has been ranging for 5 freaking weeks, right? And there's all kinds of, things that the market is saying it's going to do. I don't think the market is going to come down here. I don't see that coming down here with the halving, the Bitcoin halving that's coming up next year. As we know, each time the halving happened, it went up. We had a halving here, it went up. I don't think that's going to happen, right? I do believe that Bitcoin eventually is going to be 100,000 over the next, year or two. I can see that coming up. But I think we are bottomed up at the market here. So it is kind of concerning knowing that it's bearish looking right now, but we'll see on Wednesday. We're looking for the breakout, right, of Bitcoin right here or right here, right? Now, if Bitcoin breaks, I would have to see how far Bitcoin breaks, because I'm saying I don't believe it's going to go that low. I think we bottomed out right here. Right where that spike is at is where I saw. I think that's the low of the market, right there at 25, basically 25,000. I'm banking, I'm bullish that we're going to see the breakout. And that's what I'm seeing, right? I've already called this out. I've already been bullish on Bitcoin. I don't see Bitcoin tanking any further than what it is, knowing that we have Bitcoin that is more of a safe haven currency to the dollar, and it's similar to gold. Obviously, Bitcoin is pegged against the dollar. So if the dollar weaks, Bitcoin goes up. If dollar strengthened, like it did on Thursday and Friday, we saw 2 days of bearish move, right? If the dollar weakened, we're going to see a big push up. And I think if we see the continuation of dollar weakness, what do we think is going to happen with BTC? Boom, going up. So to me, I'm the same bias with Bitcoin as I am with gold. Okay, so I'm still on the upside with Bitcoin, even though it's been ranging for 24, 25 days. I do expect it on this Wednesday. A lot of deciding factors going to happen with dollar, stock market, gold, and also Bitcoin. We're about to see that. Okay. So let's go to USD JPY. With the dollar strength, as we can see, USD JPY has been the lagger of all of the currencies in terms of the yen currency. And I can tell you, I am definitely bearish on USD JPY. Why is that? Because it hasn't been this high since 2002. This is a 22 all-time high. This is nothing but an edge of a trade to short. Every chance you get an opportunity to, this is where you want to short. As a contrarian, as a mean reversion trader, I sell tops like this, and I buy bottoms like this. Sell tops, I buy bottoms. I sell the greed, and we buy the fear. Do we not? If this is going down like, oh my God, this is where I'm buying. I'm buying the fear of everyone selling. So it goes like this. And I am going to sell the fear, the greed, when everyone is thinking that it's going to go up forever. To me, I'm only going to be on the right side. Exactly. And this is 100% in our theory of what we talked about. 97-degree turn. We all know that this is nothing but such a snapback that's getting ready to happen like no tomorrow, right? So when is that going to happen? Well, I tell you what, the yen has been strong for the last couple of days. USD JPY is a different animal. Why? It's because it's pegged to the dollar. So for the yen USD JPY to follow suit to what the other currencies that we're getting ready to see for the yen crosses, it's going to be more dependent on the dollar than it is the yen. So if the yen has been kind of strong, it's been kind of putting that momentum to the sell side, knowing that we're at a 20-year high. Look, and I'm on a monthly chart, guys. This is as far as I have on for the trading view in terms of price data back in 2002. I don't even know what it was before that, but I can tell you, if it's already a 20-year high, I don't think this is a time for me to buy. I don't think so whatsoever, right? There's so many clues here. Major extreme level market, that's going to be expected. But because we trade small, yeah, our drawdown is kind of high, but gotta weather that, right? I don't care if we go up to 40% and 50% of our account balance, we're going to weather it, and we're going to put this money in, and we're going to short this bad boy. And every time we get a chance, we're going to short it. It's not going to just keep going up and going up forever, because the currency of, we already know, for the Japanese yen is hurting them from an import and from an economic standpoint. The monetary fund commission, the trading commission, just not going to let be a greed feed here and let everyone just continue just to make it an easy money to continue to just keep buying the same thing and just going over. This is too much easy money. This has to be manipulated, has to be mitigated, right? We got high imbalances here, and we got a lot of demand levels here that's got to come back down. How far do I think this thing's going to go down? Ooh, I wish it can do this, even though I don't believe it will. Obviously, it's going to obviously do this. Yes, it is coming. And I'm going to bank every single one of my buy position, as I've been buying since right here, right there, right there, right here, right here. I'm ready. Let's go yen. Bring it down. Okay, let's go to the other yen crosses since we're on yen, so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. You guys can see this USD yen. So let's go to euro yen since we're on it and see what that looks like. Let's go to the daily. what are we seeing here? Are we seeing the same thing as USD Jpy? Let's go to USD Jpy. This is the daily. I don't see the same thing. So USD Jpy keeps going up. This is on the daily time frame, right? You see it? I don't see any red, right? It's all green. Yep, that's true. But let's go to EJ. Ooh, look at these 2 power candle. Yes, this is great. This is exactly what we're looking for, right? But a lot of people who was, banking on that yen were doing, oh my God, this is the same thing. This is going to go up, It's just going to keep going. Oh, maybe not. Well, maybe that's just a small pullback. Oh, guess what? Maybe I was even wrong and it went even further. Yes, I do believe this is going down. And we are going to see more Japanese yen come all the way down to here. I do believe that. Okay, so that's EJ. Let's go look at GJ. Same thing. Do we see the same signs, or is it just like UJ? No, this is also correction. This is correcting too. That's right. We got even the double top situation. Very strong market pattern. That's a bearish market pattern when you have a double top situation. So we go to the monthly. It can go way up here, but that's in 2015. Japanese yen has, British pound yen just have no reason to come up here, knowing that it's already at a very strong high level since down here, right? If it wants to go up here, it needs to come back and pull back to at least right here before it comes back up, right? You go to the weekly. This is at a strong resistance level. You go to the daily and look at that. I see prices come all the way down here before we do any buying. It needs to come down here, especially with these imbalances. That's GJ. Let's look at CFJ. CFJ, is that already giving us some sign? Yes, it is. I do expect Swiss francs to pick up some strength and push this back all the way back down. So Swiss francs, I'm also short bias. Let's look at CAD yen, especially CAD yen. We're in CAD yen now. All of these are showing some bearish turn. This is showing that reversal, right? Remember what we talked about in our coaching session here with the candlestick patterns. When you see something like this, what do we call this again? It's called a tweezer top. This is a perfect epitome of what a tweezer top candlestick pattern on a daily, on a higher time frame, as when it does this, what did it do? Came down, right? Get another tweezer top. What did it do? Went down, right? So we're at an all-time high level, right? So this is that's just a candlestick pattern. But let's look at our oscillator indicator that tells us where we're at from an overbought, oversold conditions. And as you guys can already see, right? We do not buy here. We're not buying there. This tells me we're coming down. Okay. This is why I'm short CAD yen. My bias is short on CAD yen, and I'm not doing nothing else but looking to short and continue to short CAD yen for this week as well. Okay. Let's look at another yen. We got USD Jpy. Look at that one. Ooh, this is a perfect textbook mitigation of order blocks right here, double top. We got what we're going to be having, what is a head and shoulders pattern. As you guys can see here, we got shoulder, head, shoulder, right? That's what we're looking at. So to me, also you can say that's a triple top, close to triple top, but this is definitely mitigated. This is coming down, right? And we got overbought conditions. Of course, all of the yen crosses are going to be in overbought conditions. And this is also looking to do what? I'm looking for this to come down. Absolutely. Maybe reverse and come back here, right? That's exactly what I'm looking for from a yen cross standpoint and RJPY. Look at this, 2 days, bearish move. We haven't seen that after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, almost 2 weeks. AJ just pushing, pushing, and pushing, and pushing, and pushing. I do expect to see AJ come back down to at least right here, if not right here and right here. These are my targets coming down. So I'm short on all the yen crosses, and I do expect UJ to follow suit, as it's just the only lagger that has not done any correction, and we are in overbought conditions. Okay. So with me banking on the dollar weakness, I think this is going to be a nice short coming through finally for EJ. Okay. Let's go to USD real quick. Look at a couple of our USD pairs, and we can be wrapping up this call soon. As you can see where we're at. We're right back at a very key level for USD. Now, a lot of people are saying that it could be going back to the parity of $1, right? This is, that's pretty far, right? There's some reports out there that says, you know, the dollar, the USD could be going back to the parity of $1 for €1, right? That is, to me, is far-fetched to say that it's going to go that high. It would go that low. If you go to the monthly, I don't see it going that low, as it already is at a very key level right here. Look at all this. There's too much reaction here. That tells me that it's going to go that low. We're already in oversold conditions, right? I'm not going to short the low, and I can already say that I am more on the upside going to buy. I would want to buy this, not short this, right? So that's how I'm seeing, and this is, of course, to be able to move this currency up, we have to have the dollar to be weak. We're always short bias on the dollar. Euro USD is way undervalued, right? This is on the monthly chart, of course. This is weekly, right? We went up, went down, we went up, went down. We're right there again, and this is on the daily. This is where we're at right now. Now, this looks scary. This is fear. We just talked about what we do in fear, right? Now, obviously, you don't want to short way up here. You should be shorting down here with the trend, obviously. But when it gets to this level right here, all this right here, demand buy zone. This right here, everything in this area is where you want to buy. This is the bottom of the market. This is historically bottom of the market since 2015, December 2015, 16, 17, you know, and 20, right? I don't see anything else that tells me I should be selling. I don't see anything. Especially when I know the market has been bottomed out. Right here, right here, and right here. To me, this is more of a pullback to mitigate this position, right? To throw off traders, and let's take it to the other side, right? So it looked like the buyers were still in control here. The buyers are still in control. It looked like the sellers are trying to take off, trying to take positions here. But this is, you know, obviously we're in a bearish market, and we're trying, and the sellers were in control. Then the buyers were in control a little bit, and then it came back down. but I'm seeing and I'm looking for the buyers to take up. It may even come down and bottomed up, right? We may see euro may come down to retest this before it comes up. This will be all presented and revealed to us by Wednesday. But from a buyer standpoint, I'm nothing but bullish here. Just nothing right here tells me I should be looking to sell and continue to sell. To where? To the parity? Just because some people feel that way? I just don't, I don't go by people's opinion. This right here, technically, I'm looking to buy that. I would want to buy it. I don't want to short it. I don't, if I'm shorting, I'm shorting scalping it, but I don't think it's going to go any lower than that. Okay. But that's Euro USD. Let's go to pound USD. And I'm seeing the same thing, right? Pound USD. What zone are we in? Anybody want to take a wild guess? Is this short zone? I don't think that's a supply short zone to me. Just look, I'm gonna go to the weekly. I'm gonna go to the monthly. I mean, if the principle is, think about it, right? If the principle is you short tops and you buy bottoms, okay, what are we doing right here? Anybody want to take a wild guess? I mean, is it that hard? It is if you're scared. It is if you're going by opinion. It is if you're not looking at the chart. This ain't nothing but by heaven. You should be doing nothing but looking to continue to buy, right? So we got two things that's happening this week for the pound USD. It's like a double punch, right? So we got the first punch that's going to be the dollar, and then following suit right behind it, we got the overhand right with the pound. Think about this. If the dollar get weak and pound gets strong, do you know what this means for this currency? Anybody want to take a wild guess what that means? If we do have that combination, oh my gosh, I don't know. I wish it could go up like this, but this is, we can say bye-bye to ever thinking about seeing this price down here again, if we get a combination of the dollar weakness and a pound strength. Now think about this. If we get the dollar strength and it stays strong, and then we get the pound strength stay strong, then most likely what we're going to see is basically a continuation of where it's at right now. It's just more stuck into this range until something else from a catalyst standpoint happens. But for me, I can't short this. Nothing tells me to short this. I don't have enough evidence that tells me this is going to continue to go down. Go down to what? Are we not already down? Is this overbought or oversold? Is it oversold from way down here already? This is a shark fin on the TDI, right? Anytime you have a shark fin up here or lower, going up, going up, going down, going up, going up, going down, down, up, down, right? It kind of went up a little bit and then came back down. Right, so we were overbought and it went down. We were kind of oversold here and it went up. We were overbought up here and it went down. We were oversold down here and it went up. We are oversold now. Oversold, support. Bottom of the market. This is monthly, historical prices all the way back to 2002. Folks, I don't think anybody would tell me it makes sense to short pound USD. any more than what I'm already at right now. This is definitely going to go up. And we are definitely going to see this market up here again. Oh yeah, 2024, 2025, possibly, but we are definitely at a bottom of the market here, especially with the monthly, looking at a triple bottom on the monthly, okay? So this is pound USD. Okay, USD chef, this is good. Again, this is on the, it's done a monthly. So monthly bias of this currency, I am long term, I am bullish. But with the upcoming expectancy of the dollar weakness, I believe that price is going to be in this range for quite some time. We've been in this range since 2011. Look at this. We've been in this nasty long historical range since 2011. And I don't see anything else that tells me that we're going to be breaking out of this range anytime soon, okay? We already hit this high. It's got to come down even lower, if not even reached lower yet. So let's zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. Look at this support. Look at this resistance, this support, and look at these level down here. Look what price did. Price went up, came back down. Let's see. Let's go swing low. Yeah. Price went up, swing high, swing low, swing high. It came back close to 618, close enough, and it came back up, right? So I'm expecting price to possibly continue up. I do. That is a great possibility that can definitely happen for USD chef right here. But no matter what, in this area of the premium, this is not the time to buy. This is a time to look for short. With the USD expected weakness coming soon, and hopefully the strength of Swiss francs this week can also help with that. I do expect Swiss francs to come down as we see prices for USD Swiss francs come up. It could come up and give us a double top situation. It's already been high. It was right here. It was in buyer's territory, came into seller's territory. Buyer's territory, this is buyer's territory, crossed over, then the sellers took over, pushed up, right? Now it's back into buyer's territory as buyers, shorters should be looking to short this back down to get this back over to the seller's territory, as we're not peaked yet, right? But we could be when it gets up here. But whatever it does, this is where I'm looking to short, right? I want to short USD Jpy, and right now may not be the time, but I'm gonna tell you when. It's after Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm expecting this to come back down to this level somewhere here before it goes back up. Do I think USD chef is going to come back up? Absolutely. But I don't think it's going to go way up right now. Okay. But I do come back. I do expect it to come down into this area right here. This is where I'm looking to see USD chef come down to, which is right down here. Right. I like to see chef. When USD chef comes in here, this is when I'll be looking to buy. Not right here. This is what I'm looking to short now. Okay. So I'm looking to see possibly maybe here, and then we're going to come down. And then we're going to be going back up. Okay. With the dollar weakness expected coming soon, I expect down here is when the premium area is to buy, is where you want to look into buy. This would have been a great scalp trade to go up. But right now that it's up here in the premium area of the swing low, swing high, the daily chart for USD Swiss francs, I do expect with the dollar currency coming up, maybe possibly strength combinations like I am with the pound news coming up. We got Swiss francs news coming up. This can definitely go down to the downside is what I'm looking forward to. And once it come down here, I'll be buying. Right now I'm looking to short, okay? That's USD French, USD CAD. Let's see if we got a similar situation. Okay, looking at the USD chart here. Ooh. Let's go to the monthly. I'm expecting USD CAD to go down. This is my level. This is my point of interest right here for USD CAD. The CAD's been pretty strong. I do expect continued strength in CAD, and I do expect it to come back down to this area. I don't expect the dollar continue to push this up further. However, it could come up a little bit high, right? So we are at this high level. This is on a monthly chart. So if you look at the monthly chart, this was pretty high where it reached this level, came back down. It reached this level, came back down. We're in this range here. This is a double top, but I don't see this coming up any more higher than what it already has, maybe slightly more. Let's take a look at that as we go down to a lower time frame. Look at the weekly. It's been bouncing at the support level here. It's been kind of ranging, kind of doing a little bit of a wedge. Let's look at the daily. You can see where it's been going up, down, up, down, up, down. It's been at this level here. And we go down a little bit more. Yep. So these are the two targets that I see USD JPY to come up to possibly, right? It could come up here. I doubt if it comes up here, but either way, it's not going to go up here, okay? So I do expect it to do two things. Come here, come down, right? This is where I'm expecting price to come down to. I don't expect it to come up that high. Right, this is very all-time high here for USD JPY, and I don't see it coming. I mean USD CAD, I don't see it coming up that high. I do expect it to come down to this level here, or even to this level before it does come back up. So I do expect it to come maybe a little bit high. These are the two areas, like I said, that I'm expecting that it will come. It can come here at this level. I doubt if it comes here. This is highly unlikely. So if I were to put a probability, then this would be high and this would be low, okay? This would be, I totally don't even see it coming up that high with USD JPY, I mean USD CAD. I don't know why I keep saying JPY, but USD CAD, I'm expecting weakness on USD CAD. I'm expecting a little bit of strength on CAD. We'll see what CAD news come up. Had a very good, strong, positive employment news on Saturday, I mean on Friday. However, it did cause some weakness, right, on CAD, but I can see this pushing up at least to this level, right? For the simple fact that we also have CAD JPY, right? If we want CAD JPY to go down, that means CAD's going to have to be weak and JPY is going to have to be strong. Well, this is the opposite of what we're expecting here for CAD strength versus CAD weakness. So that's why I'm expecting CAD to come up here, which will signal a CAD weakness to come up here. That if it comes this high, but it only if it comes up this high enough, that's enough to drop CAD JPY further enough, right? And then with CAD coming up here with the weakness and USD pushing up here, then with the Fed news, we can see a drop in USD CAD. That can possibly happen. It could come up here. That is possible. Could it come up here and even push USD CAD even further up here? And then this could be the time where USD CAD. Either way, I'm looking to short USD CAD here, and I'm looking to short USD CAD there. Okay. So in other words, if we were to short, I don't have a position on USD CAD, but I'll be looking to. This is where I'll be looking to put my position in. I want to see it come up here before I put my first sell. And then my second sell position will be right here. All right. And this is a distance of about, well, that's 300 pips, right? So I would look to see what price does when price gets up here. Like when it gets to about right there, I would be looking to see what price does with USD CAD. Probably by like I said, I like to see what happens with USD first. I don't see a lot of imbalances here. Let me put the imbalances, let's see, like extend. Ooh. Remember what we talked about in terms of zone? This level right here versus this level up here. And this would kind of be a strong level up here, but I don't see USD CAD coming up that strong. But coming off of this would be considered a weak zone then, right? Because we don't have a lot of imbalances here at all. Up here, we do have more of an imbalance right here, as this has not been mitigated. So with that being said, it is possible that we could see price come up here, right? Maybe pull down, right? Maybe come back up here, then it comes down, mitigate this, or even come down even lower to mitigate that, right? But I do expect continuous USD CAD going up along with USD Swiss francs. And then depending on Wednesday, we can see that tank and go down even further at that time. I'm not sure what Wednesday could look like. This USD CAD is going to be up here, or it can be up here by that time, okay? So we'll see. I think there's a little bit of news happening for USD CAD. On, let's see what we talked about. I think that was Tuesday. We did see a little bit of CAD manufacturing news and PPI news on USD, but Wednesday, that could be very short-lived with this coming up on USD CAD. But either way, here is when I even be looking to see a short, but right here, I would love to short USD CAD right here. I would definitely short it, definitely right here. Test trade, maybe a micro, but here, I'll be looking to put a full standard size there, okay? But it's nothing wrong with waiting to see what happens here or when price gets up here, right? Nothing wrong with waiting. But as of right now, I wouldn't go long yet, and I wouldn't short it as it's right here in the bounce of this move. We see it just coming off the overbought condition. We're already too late. If you didn't long it here, we're already too late to try to chase into this trade. Right now, it's best to see and wait for us to short it versus us trying to figure out where to buy it. Okay. So that's USD CAD. NCD USD, same difference. Look at that. It's at the bottom of the market here, especially this was way back in 09. I don't think that's going to come back down that low. This is 2015 and this is 2020. This is on a daily time frame. Go ahead and take the imbalances off here. All right. So this is NCD USD CAD. It's bounced off as a support, came back up here. I don't see it going any lower than this support level. I don't think it's going to go down here at all. But as far as from an ebb and flow standpoint, I'm looking for NCD USD to definitely pick up strength, especially after it broke that trend line here, right? After it broke that trend line right there, you guys can all see it right there. It already turned into a more of a bullish momentum there. This right here is a pullback just to this order block right here to go back up, okay? Look at this, you guys can see that this was already overbought, right? Right here. Then price went up, pulling back, and then we're going to see this go up, right? It may even touch this before it goes back up, okay? But for that to happen, we need to have dollar's weakness. That's the only way that's going to go up, with dollar weakness. This right here was a push down due to the dollar strength. And this right here could come back down to this level before it comes back up and give us, you know, a double bottom. That is possible. But right now, I wouldn't absolutely buy this yet, but I would be looking to buy, right? If we were to throw this on a fib from the swing high, swing low of this market here, look at it. We're still in buy territory. We're not in seller's territory. This is a buyer's territory. This is still in demand zone for NCD USD. Let's look at odd USD. Same difference, right? Same pattern. Almost look like the same. Well, odd USD and NCD USD and NCD JPY and odd JPY, it's highly correlated to one another, right? Due to the region of the currency, they're both commodity currency, right? They're both tied to commodities in terms of food and resources of commodities, wheat, coins, and stuff like that. Those are commodity currencies, and they're kind of similar. You can see right here on the daily time frame, it pulled back as well, right? It pulled back just like it did on NCD USD. And we can see this trend line as well right here. And it broke to the upside, hit that resistance level, and it's coming back to retest us with the dollar strength coming back. And we can expect to see something like maybe here or even here before we see it come back up, okay? You can see it come back up here, and we can see that happening. Go back high out to the higher time frame. You guys tell me, what do you guys see? You got the ceiling of the market, you got the bottom of the market here, all right? Over time, this market, think about it, guys. Right? You got this over ebb and flow of the market efficiency that has to happen. So me, I'm definitely biased long-term for NCD USD. And I do believe that price is coming up here for odd USD as well as NCD USD. I do expect that to happen. But for this to happen, my God, that means that dollar has to be weak. Wow, so everything is pointing to that dollar weakness, technical, right? Not just dollar, not just USD JPY, we're talking Euro USD, pound USD. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to think. Are you guys seeing that? When I'm talking about the dollar, and I'm kind of, okay, Leonard kind of biased to the dollar being weak, but I'm looking at the other technicals of the market of the USD crosses where we saw USD, it's bottomed out. You guys already told me pound USD, it's bottomed out. Well, what are we seeing on NCD USD? What are we seeing with odd USD? What are we seeing with USD JPY being so peaked? everything is pointing technically from multiple markets that for it to move from where it's at, from where it's been, it looked like it's all dependent and pointing to the dollar weakness. This is just technicals, right? This is just technical, not looking at it from any other perspective. This is all looking at from NCD, USD, and anything USD crosses. Does that make sense to everyone? Is everyone seeing that? Or am I not seeing this correctly? Right? And do we think this is going to just continue to go down and continue to go down? Like we think what pound USD, right? I'm gonna go back to the monthly. Historically, I don't see anything else. This market's been down here since 2016. Haven't seen that since then. Pound USD has not been lower than here, where it's at, real extreme low, 2016. We're in that zone right now. Even if it goes down a little bit, it's not going to go that far. Even if we go a little bit of inventory drawdown even more, it's not going to go that much further. We're in the area, we're in the right side of the table, okay? Okay, so that's pound USD, that's all the USD crosses. We went over the yen crosses. I'll go over a little bit more of the other markets that we're seeing. Let's say, for instance, like pound USD, right? I'm going to the daily on pound USD. I mean, euro pound, right? You can see we're on the overall directional bias. Look at where this market is going. It's been going down. It's been ranging all the way down here from a monthly perspective. Right, it finally bounced off of this key support level. I'm expecting the market to come back up. Okay, so this is that range on the monthly. On euro pound, right? This is on a monthly chart. So with the monthly charts, what do we think is going to happen? I think so. Weekly? Daily? I think so. It's been ranging here since 2016, right? Euro pound, euro pound, euro pound, euro pound, euro pound. I don't see it dropping anytime soon, right? So with, you know, for it to be in, it's been in this little downward turn here to this resistance level since, 2021. Look what it's doing now. It was bearish. Now it's looking bullish. See this V shape? You see this red line? Red, bullish, and now bearish. Now it's bullish. Okay. So euro pound, I'm bullish on euro pound. Okay. Expect it to come down. And it could come down. Right, with the pound strength, it could come down here, right, and then push up. Okay, that could be short-lived. Could be a pound, euro pound. Pound strength can push down euro and then come back up. Okay, pound chef. Get a lot of monthly. This is a monthly chart. Pound chef. I don't know, you guys tell me. This is the time to sell? I'm not even gonna draw all that. I just have you guys look at it from a monthly standpoint. This is price. This is the highest price has been in 2002. And this is the price where it's at now, 2022, 20 years. So we sell, so we buy. Anyone want to take a wild guess? That's the ceiling of the market. That's the Florida market. I think that's a very good idea, Brad. I'm with you, man. Let's buy. Right? It's been in this little range here. Sure. Pound chef, absolutely. Absolutely. What has to happen for this pound currency to go up from the currency standpoint, from the currency strength standpoint, from the fundamental standpoint? What needs to happen for the market makers to push this up? Anybody want to take a wild guess? What happened with the pound and Swiss francs? What has to happen fundamentally? Pound needs to strengthen, right? I think that's what you meant. So Swiss francs needs to be weakened, and pound strength, pound Swiss francs has to be strengthened, right? No problem. So yeah, so you got euro pound strength. So pound's going to push down euro for a little bit, and then pound Swiss francs go up, pound USD go up, right? Let's look at the other pound crosses. Pound USD CAD. I want to stick on pound because I'm going to kind of follow the flow for you guys of a currency standpoint with the pound. Look at this. Pound Swiss francs. Where are we at? Top of the market, bottom of the market. You guys already said bottom of the market. Okay, let's look at pound CAD with the same base currency, pound. This is on the monthly chart. Are we at the top of the market or bottom of the market? You guys tell me. Yeah, we're at the bottom. This right here, it's simple fundamentals. Right here. That's demand zone. If that's demand zone, then what's up here? That's supply zone. This is getting too simple, ain't it? Something like that. You guys with me right here? I think that's a very smart idea to do. If someone says, Leonard, you know what? I think pound chef, pound CAD, pound odd. We haven't taken a look at pound odd. This is on a monthly chart. This is looking, man, that's looking bullish. Let's go to the weekly. Look at that nasty range. It's having a hard time breaking that support level. Looks like at the daily. Oh, it's been one nasty range. You guys are seeing this? Every time it came down here, what did it do? Yeah, went up, yeah, went up, yeah, went up. We don't need to make this harder than what it really is, right? We really don't. We already know that it was way, way oversold. I'm buying, folks. Pound chef, I'm bullish. Pound CAD, I mean, bullish, okay? All right, let's look at another pound. You guys want to look at another pound? You want to take a guess? Pound CAD, we got pound odd. Let's take a look at pound odd. Let's go to the monthly. What? Ceiling of the market, bottom of the market. We're not as trading edge as it looked on pound CAD, but we are on the downside of euro pound, right? So there is room for the downside for pound odd. We gotta be aware of that. There is downside because there is room. Well, what's happening? It's down here. This is that demand order block level here, and we do have a strong support level down here. Got it right here, and we got it right here. So there is downside opportunity that for pound odd could come down. That is a little bit of great possibility. It can even come down here. but long-term bias right here, right? So with that being said, with that bias and knowing that we have that zone, we still are in demand zone area, okay? Now we just have to look for clues of where we at. Are we at the oversold conditions? Not quite, right? Oversold conditions will be for us be in this level down here. So we got to be in this oversold conditions for us to start looking to buy, right? So that means there is downside potential, right? For pound odd to come back down before it comes back up, right? Now, pound news, pound odd initially could push this down till Thursday, right? That is a great possibility. We could be seeing it come down, right? To give us that overbought conditions, oversold conditions. Kind of weird that possible price can do that, right? Because it's kind of in the middle. So this is not a good place to where you want to do anything until you see what happens with pound news on Thursday. So that pound news strength takes over. If pound news strengthen, right? We got pound odd. If pound strengthen, that is one evidence for me to go, yep. And if pound is in the overbought condition and it's touching an order block, right? 1, 2, 3, check. This is the time to buy. Okay. So right now I'm neutral on pound odd until it comes back down, but overall bias, I'm bullish on pound odd. Let's look at one more. Pound related currency. Let's look at pound NCD. Let's see what that says. Pound NCD. Let's look at the monthly. Wow, kind of ironic, isn't it? Ceiling, floor. Price up here, 2004. This is where we are right now. Do we have bought or should we be selling? Buying or selling? Pound NCD. Buying or selling? Buying, right? This is a monthly. So overall, directional bias is definitely bullish. Let's just look at the weekly though. Let's look at the daily. Let's see when is it ready to go, right? Go long. When should we look at it to go long? Yeah, this is kind of like the same thing with pound odd. As you can see, it's been ranging. It's just not quite ready for me to look at, considered buying. It was right here, but it hit an order block here, and it's like right in the middle, right? This is not a great place to either buy or sell. I need to see it come down, maybe right here. So I like to see it come down more, maybe to this support level here, right? I like to see it come down that low, right? It's on this trend line. You guys can see that trend line there, right? And this is a support and some resistance level. We got some order block. I like to see it come here, even come here, or anywhere in this area. I like to see it come down that low. This is on pound NCD, right? Right here. To me, anything in this area, sorry about that. Anything in this area before I consider buying. I don't think it's quite there yet, okay? But what I can tell you in the long term, on a monthly, pound NCD price, we're definitely gonna see this. Okay, but with that to happen, we need NCD to be weak, right? I don't expect to see NCD weak anytime soon. I can see this trending a little bit more into maybe a triangle. So I don't expect to see, even if pound strength takes off, I think NCD is going to be kind of strong. That's going to kind of keep it ranging. So pound NCD and pound odd, I don't think it's going to take off going north like pound CAD and as much as pound pound Swiss francs. Right? So I think pound odd and pound NCD, I think it's going to range a little bit, if not pull back a little bit to these level, because of the fact that I'm seeing on the technical chart with NCD, JPY, and NCD, USD, I'm expecting some strength coming into the NCD and the odd to drive up NCD, USD, drive up NCD, odd USD. But eventually, I do expect odd JPY, NCD JPY to also be some weakness. So when that happens, pound NCD is going to fly up, and pound odd is going to fly up. So when we see evidence of odd JPY and NCD JPY, which is currently doing right now, there is a great possibility we can see this pound continue to come back and then eventually start to shoot up. But we are definitely going to see this level up here in the near future, up here in this level, right? And it's possible that we could see pound NCD reach somewhere in this level as well. On a higher time frame, we can see pound NCD price could come back up here at some time in the future. And I do expect to see that with NCD and pound NCD, odd NCD, odd and NCD weakness. Okay, so those are the pounds. Let's go to the euro. So we got euro CAD. Let's look at euro CAD. Let's look at the monthly. This is the monthly, right? So we have the ceiling and we got the floor of the market. This right here, my friend, this right here is looking mighty, mighty, mighty bullish. Okay, let's go to the weekly. This is really looking good to go long. Okay, this is historically short for euro CAD, right? Let's look at where the zero indicator is and where those located at on an oscillating indicator. And let's pull that up real quick. So are we oversold yet? I think we're near the bottom. What do you guys think? This is the equilibrium of the price right here. So anything down here is way overbought, way oversold. And anything up here is way overbought that you should be looking for sell. Go ahead and put that in red. So oversold, you should be buying, and anything overbought in this range up here, you should be looking to sell, right? Yeah, oh yeah, I think so. Yep, so I'm long on EuroCAD, and I'm looking to see this go up, okay? So for me, EuroCAD, yes. Now, could EuroCAD come back down a little bit? It could come down here. That's why I got this point here and point down here. It could, and if it does, I'll be buying it again. But most likely, I see it coming up here, at least in the near future, and that's what I'm banking on, right? This is the daily. Look at what it's doing on the daily. All right. So it's been reacting in this area. Could have come down a little bit. Yes, it could, and then shoot back up. Absolutely. These key levels, this one, and this one are sitting there waiting to be mitigated, right? In terms of the strongest level of the three, I think this one is strong, this one is strong, this one is weak. So this one can easily be blown. Anything that's weak can easily be blown and mitigated. This is strong for the simple point that we have some imbalances up here closer to these order block level that needs to be mitigated versus this one. This is pretty weak. This has all been, this is balance, right? So this right here can easily just blow past that, come up and touch that, or it could go up and then go to this level, right? Final destination. Do I believe it's going to go up there? Absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But to do that, I need CAD to be weak, right? Temporarily, I can see a little bit more range for CAD strength, and then boom, CAD weakness, or it can go right back and start off as of next week or this week with CAD weakness. And with that, CAD JPY will go weak as well, will go down. Okay, so that's Euro CAD. Let's look at Euro odd. Let's see if we're seeing the same thing. Let's go to the monthly. All right, this is the ceiling, this is the floor. We're right there in the middle. So let's go back to the daily then. Oh, this looks like a nasty pair to trade for Euro odd, right? So let's break that trend line. So it was oversold when it was down here, right here, way oversold. Then it went up to about right here, and it's on the way over here. So this looked like it got in the middle, not really a good place, no edge here to buy or sell. This would be more of a wait and see, right? As we're seeing it range here. It most likely what I'm expecting to see when something like this happen after it came off kind of a higher buy, overbought conditions kind of higher, right? I'm expecting this to probably turn down now. And if you're looking at market structure, we have a choke situation here with the market doing this, not creating another higher high, right? So we have a higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher high. What is this? That's an equal high, or you got a divergence, right? Where it came back up, but this is even lower. So this to me is a lower low, lower high. I can expect to see a lower low, right? So this right here could be ranging, okay? So be aware of that. So I'm expecting to see maybe some downside on Euro odd. So that means odd strength to push this down a little bit, then come back up, Euro strength, odd strength, Euro strength, odd strength before it finally breaks. Overall trend, this is my overall directional bias. However, I don't think it's quite ready to not to buy yet. Let's throw the fib on there and let's see from a zone standpoint, swing high, swing low. What do you guys think? Swing high, swing low, swing high. Are we there yet? I don't think so. It came up here and it's at that 50%, then it came back up. I don't see it. Not yet. It needs to come in this area of our zone for me to even be considering for me to buy it, right here. This is a premium. This is the discount area of our fib zone, right? So it's not in our fib zone yet to buy. So you're odd. But even though I'm bullish overall, it needs to come down here. Once it come down here, oh, I'm looking to buy anywhere down here. Go ahead, move this now. You see this? It's bouncing between this line right here and this line. This is support. This is resistance. It looks like it's coming up. It's going to come back down, right? I like to see it come down to this level over here, right? Anywhere in this area, but this would be more of a demand area for me. Okay, that's Euro odd. Let's get Euro NCD. This looks the same. It's similar, right? Let's look at the monthly. You can see that. This is the ceiling, this is the floor, and we're right here, kind of in the smack in the lower end, right, of this range. You guys can see that we're in that range there. So this is me right here. It's not a clean edge to buy or sell at this point. Let's look at the lower time frame real quick. This is your NCD. Let's go down to the daily real quick. And the good thing is it did break this trend. It was on an uptrend, right? And now it looked like it's having a hard time creating that higher highs. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low. I don't see where it's creating another higher highs yet. So it's looking like it's getting ready to form a choke situation, which is a change of character. If we have this break right here, right, break of structure, then we're going to come back down at least to this level first, okay? So that's what I'm seeing with USD. Let's look what the oscillator is saying down below. So that looked like at this level here, going straight up. What do you guys think? We're just coming off an overbought situation, huh? So to me, this looked like we're going the other way. Right? This is just, and the reason why I'm saying the other way is because you have to understand the natural ebb and flow of the market, right? It's an equilibrium part of the market. It goes up and it needs to come down. And right now, it needs to come down to the overbought condition, oversold condition for me to even consider looking at, buying, right? It's not, and it's in my premium, it's in my premium area. And we'll see it in a minute. But when it was down here, and when the market was down here, that was a time to buy, right? Look what it did. What did it do? It went up. And then when the market was up there, right? That's when the market was in what? It was in overbought conditions, right? That's where you wanted to sell. Did it do that? Let's look at here, right down in the oscillator, right here. Was it overbought? Yeah. What did it do? It sold nicely too. Well, when it went down there, then what? Was it in overbought, oversold conditions? Yeah, it did. And what did it do? It went up. So let me ask you, where are we? Overbought or oversold? Overbought, yeah. And if we're in overbought conditions, history tells us that it is definitely going to go down, right? But the point is how much? I mean, what other evidence can we know besides overbought, oversold conditions, right? Well, we got an order block right here. We got imbalances here. We got another order block here. It's not creating another overbought. I mean, it's not creating another higher highs from a market structure standpoint. Oh, okay, right. So we got to look at all of those. You got to understand trading to be able to understand what to look for. You're looking for, exhaustion, overbought, oversold. You're looking at levels. It's currently at a high, right? It's not at a low of the market structure here, right? This is A, B, C. We got to look at the fib level. How do we do that? Easy. We just bring the swing low here and bring up the swing high. All right. Let's go back the other way. Sorry. Oh yeah. Swing high, swing low. This is not in an area to where we buy. Well, why you say that? Because our rule says anything in premium area, we sell. And anything in our premium smart money zone that's in a discount is where we buy, right? Anything in here, we buy because in a discount, it's our discount zone of our fib. This is the 50% level between the two colors of the purple and green. This is our premium area where we sell. So premium sells based on our training, based on our smart money concept. We're in the premium area of our fib zone of the confluence and evidence that help us make our decision from a probability standpoint. All technical, nothing fundamentals at this point, just technical, based on our learning, based on our academy, based on our teaching, smart money concept. We know what to look for. We look for over-exhaustions, we look overbought, oversold. We look at key levels, the ebbs and flow of the market. We look at market structure to see if we see in higher highs, higher lows, or equal highs, and we're looking for a break of structure. So basically what we're going to be looking for is a break of structure right here at this low to confirm that this market is going to be short. Okay, so then when we're looking for buying, we don't look for buys until it gets in this area. Well, what's the target? Well, we have an imbalance sitting right here, and we have an order block right here at this zone that tells us this is in now in our target of POI interest. So we have that check, that check, that check, that check. It's in a discount area. This is where we will be looking to buy, not right now. Is that helpful, guys? Is that really helpful in terms of how we decisions of what we're looking for? What are those confluences? What are those clues that give us evidence to give us a higher probability bias of what we should be doing in the market of either buying or should we be selling, right? That kind of makes sense. So those are the things that you should be listing down as a coaching student. We have that on our list. We have a checklist. We look for exhaustions, overbought, oversold. We're looking at market structure, up and down, but higher highs, higher lows, equal highs. And we're looking for break of structure to give us a change of character situations, right? We're looking at the trading range of the swing high or swing low. And we also know from a fib standpoint level, we see an A, we see a B, this is our C, and we are looking for a D, right? We're looking for a D. Once we get that D, then we'd be able to go ahead and buy, right? This may be our D situation right here, right? Even though technically we like to see even lower, but I doubt if Euro NCD will go down that low, right? Because we are expecting the Euro strength, but at the same time, it is most likely going to see some NCD strength, right? As we see NCD USD pushing up, right? Now, once it gets down here, then we're going to see NCD JPY, right? Also, maybe, hopefully, see some weakness. And we got pound NCD and everything else, okay? All right, guys, hopefully that concludes and help you with what we're seeing from a bias standpoint and what we're trading. You guys will hopefully put together your plan, pick a pair that you want to follow based on our directional bias to really understand what we're trading, how we're trading, and what we're expecting to see with this week news. There's a lot going on, and we are expecting to see a lot of things that points us on the evidence for the US dollar in terms of weakness, but we can't really see and make that determination until the Fed make their news and the market makers execute their manipulations, right? And then we're seeing that with the gold of the inflationary hedge to inflation, we're seeing some gold strength, right? So from a summary standpoint, dollar weakness with gold evidence of strength shows us that we may see continuous strength of gold, which we all know fundamentally, it just fundamentally makes sense, right? Not to say that's what Leonard said, I'm just giving you what fundamental says. And then what we're seeing on the technical across all the USD crosses tells us that we're at extreme level or at the overbought conditions, right? From a market structure standpoint, at the lows of Euro USD, Pound USD, NCD USD, odd USD, that tells us that it's showing evidence that it is in the discount area of our fib of the swing low to be able to say, hey, we should be buying. Well, to buy, you have to have dollar weakness, right? So with that being said, we know that BTC from a summary standpoint is pegged against the dollar. So if weakness for USD is expected, that means we're expecting BTC to also fly up, since it's also looking like it's at the range of the lower end of the market for BTC. Kind of simple from that standpoint, but we have to be able to look at it from a totality standpoint. So if we're expecting also the USD weakness, well, the stock market basically on S&P 500 index is on the lower end. That means based on our understanding of how the 10-year bond treasury yield is correlated to the dollar, but it's uncorrelated to stocks. That means if we're expecting dollar strength to be weakened, 10-year bond yield is going to be weak inversely correlated to stock index, that we're expecting stock index to basically recover and bounce up, right? And then we also talked about how the pound CAD, pound NCD, and stuff like that, and all the yen crosses, except for USD JPY, seem to be the laggard, simply because of the fact that it's dependent on the USD dollar. Let me know if that makes sense to everyone. Let me know. For those who are coaching students, you guys are really starting to see everything that we've been working on, everything that comes together, and it's making sense. And you guys are easy to be able to see this language transpire in front of you. I go, wow, I understand everything what Leonard just said versus how I was even understanding it 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, which seemed like everything he was saying was speaking in Spanish or even Japanese or even Chinese, to the point where I barely understood just basic fundamentals of trend line, support and resistance, which totally made sense. But when it gets into everything else from a checklist standpoint, and to put that in a real big round ball to give you a good probability of prediction of where you think price is going to go, let me know if that now starting to make sense now. And for those who are not our coaching students, but you guys been with us every single week, looking at the top-down analysis, I'm hoping that you guys are seeing, and for those who are watching this recording, are really truly beginning to understand that there is some systematic evidence that you have to look for that point you to where the charts are telling you, not what you hear or what you see from other people or read, but basically what we're seeing on the chart that makes technically and fundamental sound principles to give us a direction. Even if we're in a drawdown, even if we're in a negative position, we are on the right side of the table, right? The market may push us or try to squeeze us to believe, to get you to do what? To doubt, to create fear, to create uncertainty, to create indecision, to create stress, to create you to make an unnecessary, unsounded principle decision to either exit the trade, stay out of the trade, or simply walk away because you're just not sure and uncertain because you don't have a trade plan, you don't have an idea, you don't even have a freaking clue, because you're going based on what you're seeing on your MetaTrader 4, but you're not looking at the chart to really understand how that makes sense, how it makes it feel that we are doing the right thing. And even if we lose or even lose some of our money, it's the market. It has nothing to do with you. We're doing everything that we are learning, that everything that we experience and everything we know from a technical and fundamental standpoint, okay? With that being said, I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll have this recording available in our community. Plus, I'm going to make this available for our client members who are maybe concerned or anything like that. They want to understand the trade plan. Okay, you guys have a great day. See you guys later. Thank you for attending, and I hope you guys learned something out of it. Have a good day.